If God exists, why do innocent people still suffer? We've all asked it, whispered it in hospital rooms, shouted it in silent tears, or wrestled with it in the quiet of our thoughts. If God is real, if God is good, then why do the innocent suffer? A child diagnosed with cancer, a mother caught in war, a young man wrongfully imprisoned, and we wonder, where is God in all of this? At Scriptural Wisdom, we don't run from the hard questions. We walk through them, slowly, honestly, with open Bibles and open hearts. Today, we explore this ancient question not with easy answers, but with holy depth. Suffering isn't new, and neither is the cry, why? In the book of Job, we meet a man who did everything right, blameless, upright, faithful to God. And yet, in a matter of days, he lost his children, his wealth, and his health. Even his wife looked at him and said, "Curse God and die." Job 2 verse 9. But Job refused, not because he understood, but because he trusted. Still, that trust didn't erase the pain. He sat in ashes. He wept. He screamed. Why did the innocent suffer? Even Job asked it. And here's what we need to understand. Asking why does not mean you've lost faith. It means you're human. Even Jesus, hanging on a cross, cried out, my God, why have you forsaken me?" Matthew 27, verse 46. To understand suffering, we must go back to the garden. When God created the world, it was good, perfect, whole. But when sin entered through Adam and Eve's disobedience, so did brokenness. Not just moral failure, but cosmic fracture. Romans 8, verse 22 says, all of creation groans. It's not just people who are broken. The entire world is aching under the weight of sin. That ache shows up in sickness, in injustice, in natural disasters, in loss. But here's what many forget. God did not create suffering. He allows it for now, but He did not invent it. We live in a world where free will can be misused, where evil has a temporary space. And yet, even in this brokenness, God is not absent. He steps into our suffering. He walks into the fire. He does not look away. In John 9, Jesus encounters a man born blind. The disciples ask the ancient question, who sinned, this man or his parents? They assumed suffering was punishment. But Jesus answered, neither. This happened so that the works of God might be displayed in him. John 9, 3. Did you catch that? Not everything painful is punishment. Some suffering becomes the stage for God's glory. Another story. In Daniel 3, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego refused to bow to an idol. So they were thrown into a blazing furnace. But when the king looked in, he saw 4 men walking in the fire. God didn't prevent the fire. He stepped into it. This is what separates biblical hope from empty optimism. Not that God always stops the pain, but that He never leaves us in it alone. Romans 5, 3-5 gives us a paradox. We glory in our sufferings because suffering produces perseverance, perseverance, character, and character, hope. God doesn't waste pain. He uses it to shape, to awaken, to draw us deeper. Think of Joseph, sold by his own brothers, wrongfully accused and forgotten in prison. But years later, he would say to those same brothers, what you meant for evil, God meant for good. Genesis 50:20. We don't always see the good right away. Some of it we won't see until eternity. But every scar carries the fingerprints of a God who redeems. Suffering doesn't always make sense, but it always invites us to trust, even in the dark. If ever there was a man who didn't deserve to suffer, it was Jesus. He healed, He loved, He forgave, and yet He was betrayed, beaten, and crucified like a criminal. Why? Because suffering wasn't something he watched from a distance. It was something he entered to redeem us from within. Isaiah 53 verse 5 says, "He was pierced for our transgressions. The punishment that brought us peace was on him." The cross shows us that God is not detached from pain. He absorbs it. He transforms it. He turns the ugliest moment in history into the greatest rescue of all time. And he does the same in our lives. We won't always get answers, but we are offered something greater, God's presence. Revelation 21:4 gives us a glimpse of what's coming. He will wipe every tear from their eyes. There will be no more death or mourning or crying or pain. That's not a fairy tale. It's a promise. In the meantime, we grieve, we wrestle, we ask hard questions, but we do it all with hope. If you're walking through pain right now, know this: you are seen, you are loved, you are not alone. Leave a comment below. God, meet me in my suffering. And if this message stirred something in you, share it. Someone else is asking the same question. Let them know there is still wisdom even in the wilderness. Subscribe to Scriptural Wisdom for more messages that speak not just to your mind, but to your soul. Until next time, stay faithful, stay grounded, and never forget, the storm does not silence God. Sometimes it reveals him.